Welcome to Uninterrupted. This podcast was merely curated with one goal: to build a community, a familiar thread to connect with like minded individuals. A community where one can find purpose, one that serves you that feeling of warmth, one where you feel you belong. Our episodes feature unfiltered, free flowing, and candid conversations with women from different walks of life who've created an impact in their own fields. So gear up to be inspired. I'm your host, Samriddhi Taneja, and this podcast has been presented by MirarByStyle.me. It is the world's first ever augmented reality technology platform that enables virtual try-ons in real time for brands in the retail industry. Today's guest on Uninterrupted is one whose creativity knows no bounds. In fact, she's an editor, a writer, and a curator of skill-building experiences for creatives. Via phenomenal writers' retreats, workshops, writing coaching, and editorial services, Tara Khandelwal is on a mission to create the next generation of artists, entrepreneurs, and writers and give them a home where they can hone their skills via her experiential learning company Bound. Welcome on air, Tara. Thank you for taking the time out and chatting with us today.
Thank you so much, Samriddhi. That's a really, really nice introduction.
Thank you. Tara, Bound has been this one-stop destination for, every poet, every writer, author, creative professional out there. Tell me more about why and how this, idea of kickstarting this super chamber of creativity came into existence.
Okay, so I was working as an editor and then I went on to work as a journalist, and during that time I saw that there was a lot of aspiring writers and so many things happening in the creative world, so many people creating amazing content. And when we were growing up, there wasn't that much emphasis on going into a creative field or making a career out of something creative. And that's why I think there weren't that many avenues to learn and really improve our skills, and a lot of us just learned on the job. And those of us who were privileged enough to avail of all of these amazing courses abroad did so. But I felt that there was nothing really in India, and because I also studied abroad, I saw the kind of infrastructure, creative people, writers, and I thought that India needed something like that. Since then, of course, this whole industry infrastructure has picked up, which I'm very, very happy about. And, content creation is such a big thing. We're on this podcast, OTT platforms, all of that. It's amazing.
Okay, perfect. Interestingly enough, I write myself. I try to write at times, to be honest. And, I was chatting with Anmol Malik, who's also, been part of like the Bound family in one of our previous episodes about how daunting the whole process can be sometimes, Like I know what I want to write. It's in my head. I know the language. I know I can probably also, sit at a stretch and write, but the whole process seems very, very daunting. So tell me, how do your services at Bound help with this struggle?
We offer different kinds of things. So if you're interested in writing, or if you're interested in things like screenwriting, poetry, we have exploratory courses where you can just take a look, see what it takes, all of those things. And then we have advanced classes as well. But for certain writers, we have a mentorship program where they actually work one-on-one with our editors on their book project. So whether it's an idea or whether they're restructuring a draft or whether they need help getting published, all of those queries. And so that is a very interesting program because it really gives each writer and each creative that personal space. So that is something quite interesting that we are doing.
No, that is very interesting. But tell me, how does one become part of the Bound family? Like, what sort of expectations can one come in with?
Obviously you can follow us on our Instagram and we update all of our courses there. But we have monthly courses that we do. So they're all on our website. Anyone can look at them over there. And then we have a subscription as well. So you pay a certain amount and you get a couple of classes for free. If you're interested in the mentorship program, then all you need to do is reach out to us and then somebody from the team will call you to sort of understand what your writing goals are, what you want from a mentor, and try and fit you with the correct person. And then you guys will have an introduction call to see if it's a right fit and to see, what is the duration you want to work with, how you guys want to work together, all of those things. So it's fairly easy. I mean, just through Instagram and email and, our website is how you can get part of the Bound family. And then once we do that, every course has its own WhatsApp group, which we keep alive. We have our own Facebook group, so we send resources and things over there. So our objective is really to keep, giving resources, whether paid or unpaid, to our community.
Even this whole onboarding process is sounding so conducive to me in my head, where I'm like, okay, people are learning even when they're signing up.
Right.
The crazy year that 2020 has been, the world's become like way more closer than, we all were to each other. Everyone kind of moved to a digital first approach. I know you've done over like 110 classes with more than 3,000 students. So tell me more about your online classes. Like, what do these classes involve? What kind of topics do you talk about? Like, do you need to be a budding author or a writer to be part of these classes?
So, right when I started Bound, we started with writers' retreats and offline and online classes. So, obviously, during 2020, our offline events could not happen. But we were anyway, moving towards the online space. It actually gave us a push towards something that we were already doing, and sort of, made us invest more of our time in this space. So in terms of the online classes, we, as I said, it's skill building for creatives, and we started with the writers community, and we're really known in that community. So we do a variety of short, medium, and long term classes depending on, what the person is ready for and the time commitment they have. It's also a mixture of live and recorded classes. So, we do classes ranging from, we did a 3-week intensive screenwriting class with a writer who was a writer on sacred games. Right now, we're doing a very interesting class on introspective writing, which is sort of, writing to help you clarify your goals, journalism. So it's a variety of things, podcasting, blogging, poetry. We do a lot of fiction. We have editing and publishing classes. We have, classes on graphic novels, comic making. So it's really to explore your creativity and also get that live interaction with an instructor who's very committed and dedicated to teaching, and who really loves what they do. All of our instructors are very, very passionate. They may have some experience with teaching before, and we've seen that our community really responds to our small class size and that special attention that each of these instructors gives to the community.
Right, that's fab. I feel like the best part about an online sort of structure is the fact that you get to connect with so many people at like once. And by like, what you've just told me, even in that structure, you've been able to give that personalized attention to anyone who's coming up for that class. So I feel like, you're doing a fab job at that.
Thank you.
But, Tara, on a very personal note, I'm a sucker for offline immersive experiences.
Right.
I keep looking at like work retreats and like, writers retreats and stuff like that. And it's very intriguing, like for me. And, you've often spoken about how these retreats sort of like help people unleash their creativity. So tell me, what is it that makes like a Bound retreat very special?
Honestly, it's the thing that I have wanted to inculcate throughout Bound, which is that community and quality. So you're always going to get more than you signed up for. So I like to surprise people who sign up for Bound with things that they may not have expected. And obviously, for the retreat, it's an application process. And we actually did a virtual retreat this year, which was very interesting as well, which was also an application process. It's basically, everything that we are. So it's the community aspect, because it's 12 people who are really passionate about what they do, who come from diverse backgrounds, because we want people to engage with us who are from diverse backgrounds, because then you get different perspectives, the activities, the mentors, so all of those things. Curation of the program is really, from day one to the last day is sort of an evolution. So we want to see you grow through the retreat. So a lot of the writers who sign up have a particular project or have particular goals that they're working on, and we tailor the mentoring program to their goals so that we can see some sort of progression and a way forward. And then obviously it is that community atmosphere that really makes it very special, that inclusive atmosphere that makes it special. So everybody has a voice and everybody gets to be heard, which I think is very important.
Okay, but on a similar note, we're also an immersive technology firm. We operate in the augmented reality space.
Right.
I know you've briefly touched about, your online classes, but tell me, how else does technology play a role in your field of work?
Everything we do right now is so dependent on technology, right? From recording our own podcast, which, it's called Books and Beyond with Bound, and
Yeah.
we interview the top authors in the country. So we started off with, doing it in a studio in season one. And then obviously the pandemic happened and we had to shift all of those things. And it's a two host, one guest podcast. So the logistics of that, figuring that out, trying to get each person have a separate track, make sure that the quality is good, all of those things. So that was very important to find the right technology for that, uploading it, all of those things. And then, even for the classes, obviously, we are also shifting towards a more automated system. For the classes as well, we're shifting to, a more automated system. We use things like Zoom. I think I have so many subscriptions. I mean, you need so many tools nowadays to help you, from Asana, which is a work management tool, to Canva, to Buffer, which helps you schedule your Instagram posts and schedule your social media posts, to, for our retreat, things like type forms and booking options. So I actually really do look at ways that technology can help me automate and make my tasks easier. And there's so many solutions out there. So that is how I use technology. I have a lot of subscriptions.
Okay, I think from all the softwares that you use, thank you from all of that teams across. But I've also had the pleasure of listening into your podcast, and first, congratulations on the immense success that it's received. I was going through your stats, and it's almost phenomenal. Tell me, what are your top tips and tricks to effectively marketing a podcast?
Okay, so honestly, like, I know this is very cliched, but the content is always king. So we saw a lot of organic growth in the podcast, because we actually spent 6 to 7 months before we even launched the podcast doing trials, finding what our voice would be, what our tone would be, how would the script progression go, what kind of guests do we want to interview, what is the USP of each episode. I mean, we must have spent weeks on the trailer, the music, the logo, all of those things. We really put our heart into the content, and we really put our heart into training ourselves to be really interesting hosts, finding our hosting style, finding the rapport between me and Michelle, who's my co-host. So we did a lot of those kind of things and a lot of trials as well. And I think that is something that really paid off, because people respond to good quality at the end of the day, and that's something that I'm trying to inculcate through all my products, whether it's a mentorship, retreat, the classes, the posts on my Instagram account. And I come, as an editor and a creative person myself. So for me, content is king, and content is something that I really, really focus on. And then obviously, the marketing aspects is something that we all have to do. For me, that's the heart. Without that, everything else is just, fluff. And something anyone can do. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Okay, sounds great. Tell me, how do you foster more close relationships between established and budding authors via Bound initiatives?
Okay, so a lot of the authors that we have worked with for the retreat and the mentorship, especially even in the classes, they really want to give back and they really want to teach. So I look for people who are interested in teaching already, because without that passion, you're not going to get a good quality teacher. You're not going to get someone who actually gives something to the class. I don't want just it to be another perfunctory webinar. So I try and find people who are as passionate as the team is, and also look at people who are nice people to work with. That is very important to me. No matter how talented you are, I always look for people that I can get along with, who I think will, be open to giving feedback, be open to, having conversations with aspiring writers. So that is one thing. And then through our programs, because it's a small size, whatever the program is, whether it's a class or a retreat, because of the personality of the instructor and the way that we sort of curate the classes and the retreats, it ends up being a very inclusive atmosphere. So we always end up saying that it's a safe space, it's a non-judgmental space, and it's professional, so it's obviously focused on what they've signed up for, and because of that, I think that's sort of the values that we try and inculcate.
Okay, I have one more question before we move to, our next phase.
Mhm.
But this question has two parts. So just feel free to answer whichever first.
Okay.
My first part of this question is, do you think writing as a skill is something that people can learn over time, or no, what you're mostly born with it? And my second part of the question is, if you have any tips for budding authors or writers.
So disclaimer, I'm not a writer, I'm an editor, which is
Right.
very different than being a writer, and a lot of people think I'm a writer, but I'm an editor and I help people hone their voice. So as an editor, you learn how to make pieces of writing better, and you learn how to structure a piece and all of those things, and they're very objective skills. So you can easily spot mistakes in a piece of work. You can spot what is the main argument of this piece of work and where should it come, all of those things, and they're skills that you can learn. So definitely I think that writing is a skill that can be learned. I don't think at all that you're just born with it. Obviously, that imagination, this power of storytelling, maybe some people are more imaginative, but even that is something that can be honed with exercises, with different kind of strategies. So I don't think anything in this world is something that can't be learned. That is not something I believe in at all. And there are very objective things you can do, especially in non-fiction, to make your writing easy, simple, accessible, to convey complex ideas in a simple way, in an appealing way. Things I always say, there are things that you can do to always surprise and delight your reader. Grammar rules, obviously, that's a very easy step one to better your writing. So all of these things I think are easy to learn, and that's what we also do in our classes with these writing exercises and all of those things. So a lot of people think that writing is not something you learn, and it's something that just comes, it's stream of consciousness and all of those things. But just as in any other creative field, there are building blocks. So if you're a painter, there are building blocks, the brush strokes you need to learn. If you want to be an architect, the same way with creative writing and even non-fiction, there are building blocks, and it's useful to learn them. Once you learn them, obviously you can play and experiment. That's when somebody becomes truly great.
Okay, great. I'm sure that helps a lot with, bridging the gap as well. But okay, I am now ready for a rapid fire round, which is called High Five. Are you ready?
All right. Yeah, great.
Okay. What is the one destination where you'd love to host your next retreat?
Oh, wow. Maybe Bali.
Okay. One mistake all authors make that should be avoided at all costs.
I think writing your first draft as if it's your final draft. I think it's very important to just word vomit. See what is in you, make sure it all comes out, and then refine, rewrite, hone, all of those things.
Okay, fab. Your top tip to steer clear of a creative block?
I think just maintaining a habit, having a routine is very useful for everybody. Entrepreneur, writer, anyone and everyone.
Okay. If not bound, what would you be doing right now?
I think I would have started something else.
Once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your positivity mantra for 2021?
I believe in routine. So having a proper routine really keeps me sane. And then I know how my day is going to go, and it's very, very helpful. So that is sort of a positivity mantra, especially when every day can feel the same, when, you're sitting at home, all of those things.
Okay, fair enough. Tara, thank you so much. This was fab. I had so much fun recording this, and thank you for sharing all your pearls of wisdom with us. I'm 100% signing up for the next online class, if not your retreat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samriddhi.
For everyone who tuned in today, thank you so much for taking the time out and listening to our conversation. If this conversation struck a chord with you, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and share this with your friends and family. If you have a take on the topic we discussed, or if you'd like to share some feedback, please feel free to write to me. I'm going to catch you next week with yet another uninterrupted conversation. Have a great evening ahead.